in one way or another. The reality of Alzheimer's is horrifying and truly upsetting.
Alright, chat. We about to start. Let me end screen real quick. So, we're about to react to, not this video, skip. We're about to react to Crazy Things Science,
play gorgeous.
5 most disturbing rabbit holes. And this is the same guy that does the
Students across Michigan receive an education that fits their style at Michigan Virtual Charter Academy.
Is the goat. I mean, you got it.
The 2006 volleyball incident. On July 2nd, 2017, an anonymous user posted a thread on 4chan's paranormal board saying, "How does one live after taking the red pill on the 2006 volleyball incident?" Now, if you're wondering what that incident was, it's a strange and disturbing story. The post was referring to a supposed mass shooting where a gunman killed 14 people during a high school volleyball game in either South Dakota or Nebraska back in 2006. But here's where things get strange. If you search for any information about it online, you'll find nothing. No news articles, no official casualty reports, nothing. Just conspiracy theory websites and the occasional Reddit post asking if it even happened. It's like the whole event either never existed or was somehow erased from history. But despite the silence online, there are many people who claim they remember hearing about it.
Imagine you witness like a shooting or something, and like it goes like 10 years later, it's viral, right? You just happen to be recording you just happen to.
It's like the whole event either never. People who claim they remember hearing about it.
Like that. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I have that footage, gang, you're gonna have to buy it off me, bro. You're gonna have to take it from me with cash, cold hard cash, gang. You know how valuable that is? But like basically you're a witness though. You know what I'm saying? You're a suspect. Cause if you're just recording like that, then they're gonna be like, oh, what are the odds that this man is gonna record like as soon as like a shooting is about to happen? You know what I'm saying? Or this just could be like a different like.
Some even say they were at Mount Rushmore around that time and heard a report about it on the radio. For a long time, the only evidence of the incident on the internet was this still frame from a home video that was supposedly taken just before the incident with the date September 27, 2006 embedded on it. That is, until some ordinary gamer, a YouTuber who often dives into dark web rabbit holes, discovered more evidence. While browsing the Late Nights forum on a 4chan-like site, he came across the gruesome pictures of a bloody school gym that were allegedly taken soon after the shooting had already happened.
So right here, let's go down a little bit over here. They've got 2006 volley. Oh my god.
No, that's messed up. Cause if I was cause you know like those people like Jayoma, that one guy that investigates like missing YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Get into that dark stuff, and you're recording like that, especially with some dark stuff like going on the dark web and stuff. Yeah, no, cause you don't know how much curses you got on you, gang. I ain't gonna lie, you got about like 10 years on you, bro. Investigating that dark web stuff, that could never be me, gang. You gonna be seeing me checking my shoulder every 2 seconds, like shit. I can't even walk up the stairs with the lights off without running up the stairs checking my shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we're gonna have to blur this one. Jesus Christ, it's actually like death footage. I think I remember this. I was searching around for some sort of proof of this happening, and apparently there's a snippet from a home video. Oh my god. We have to blur that out. I gotta make sure we note that, blur it real quick. Let me add that to the notes here. Jesus. It's like an actual straight up bloody massacre. It's like VHS recorded. This has to be from like a movie. There's no way.
Y'all think that same person who had the still photo like of the y'all think the guy who took this photo is involved in like the like this one too? Cause from the looks of it, like you can like see when he like looks some like the blurred photo, like it kind of has like that same like, you know what I'm saying? Has like that same thing. Whatever though. Whatever now.
Let me add that to the notes here. Jesus. It's like an actual straight up bloody massacre. It's like VHS recorded. This has to be from like a movie. There's no way. This has to be from like some movie. It's crazy as hell. That it's got like a CBI not for release. Like I assume CBI stands for like some sort of a governmental organization or something. That is so messed up. I feel like I should have known this or something.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Also, this was the rest of the media I had, all from the same person recording. No. Imagine seeing some creepy odd dude like sitting in the back like recording you while you're like practicing for your volleyball game. Next thing you know, the whole building getting slimed out.
I don't even know if that's like a conspiracy. How is that a conspiracy? It's actually like death put, unless it's from like some movie or something that we don't know
It's not
about.
no conspiracy,
Jesus Christ.
man.
That is actually the most chilling thing I've seen. We're like 5 minutes into this recording, and already it's just like death footage has hit the building.
This is why nobody goes on the dark web.
Perry Johnson spent $30 million to defeat Trump.
Trump will end up losing again.
And he's not alone. Mike Cox never endorsed Trump.
Mike
If
Cox.
Johnson and Cox wouldn't stand with Trump when it mattered, they won't start now.
Navan, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book work travel in one place. Flights, hotels, cars, while staying within.
In the bottom right corner was the text CBI not for release, which I'll do my best to show you while blurring everything else out. This has led to some pretty wild theories being spread all over the internet. According to the most popular ones, the incident did happen, but it was covered up by the American government. As the story goes, the government was trying to assassinate someone who was attending this high school volleyball game. Things got out of hand, however, and a lot of the young volleyball players were caught in the crossfire. And since this would have caused tons of backlash from the public,
Gang, what you gotta do to be a random student in a volleyball game in a random school nobody knows to get assassinated by the government? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you had to have known some shit, bro.
the government instructed the news media to not talk about the story and also paid the victims' families to keep them quiet. However, while the US government is no stranger to covering up the truth, I have to admit this one is quite far-fetched. Keeping something this big under wraps for so long feels pretty out there. At some point, you'd think the truth would slip out. A somewhat more reasonable theory is that this is a classic case of the Mandela effect, where large groups of people collectively misremember something. And coincidentally enough, I actually did find—
I mean, there's a video of the blood right there. What you mean, Mandela effect, gang? What you mean? I can see the red.
groups of people collectively misremember something. And coincidentally enough, I actually did find a similar incident that happened in 2006 in that region. In the Platte Canyon High School situation, 53-year-old Dwayne Roger Morrison took 7 female students hostage.
Just look at this dude. I mean, messed up hairline. I mean, we can play tic-tac-toe on this shit, right? Messed up hairline. This dude's nose, he looks like a hobbit. What do you do?
Attacked them and ended up shooting one of them. This also took place on September 27, 2006, which is the same date on which the alleged photo was taken before the incident. Its location in Colorado might also explain why people from the Midwest remember hearing about it on the news. But there are some major differences. Most notably, the Platte Canyon incident had nothing to do with a volleyball game, and there was only one death. But in saying all of that, the most likely scenario is that all of this is a hoax. While researching this incident, I came across an interesting post on the forum Above Top Secret from 2017. In this post, the OP was talking about creating a hoax in which multiple school shootings happened in 2006 in tiny towns, but any information relating to these incidents has been mysteriously erased from the public record.
But
if that's the case...
You heard how, like... Wait, you guys... Wait, okay. Okay, so you know how, like how, like, the government, you know, like, went to go assassinate them, and, like, went to go assassinate, like, the person from the high school, right? The random high school. And everybody got caught in crossfire, so they have to get paid, right? What if this is the same dude? Like the same dude who killed them documented it. Is working for the government, talking about some trying to play like they don't know nothing, and talking
to
about
these
making a
incidents.
hoax, like trying to like cover it up with another lie. Now that's the type of stuff I'd be doing, bro. This is like some
Been mysteriously erased from the public record. But if that's the case, the images that some ordinary gamer came across, where did they come from? Considering it's been over 7 years since this first contraction on the internet, it's unlikely we'll ever know the answer to this disturbing internet rabbit hole. Grave robbing for morons. On August 8, 2014, a user by the name Simon Pred J posted a video on YouTube titled Grave Robbing for Morons. This was a digital re-upload of a very old VHS video, an extremely chilling one at that. In it, a young man goes into disturbing detail explaining step by step how to rob graves and sell the remains on the black market.
By the eyes or the nose, you pull out, put your finger all the way in. There is nothing there that will hurt you at all. Or you have to make sure of that. There's nothing that can hurt you. Do not be afraid. Pull it out like that. Do not pull it by the teeth, or else it'll break out like that, and you will have holes.
What makes this video even more unsettling isn't just its content, but the mystery surrounding it. No one knows who the man in the video is.
So you telling me I'm dead, right? I mean, let's say wherever this guy's at. In this dug up all cemeteries, my parents decided just randomly to put me there, right? Just let's say. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna get my nose fingered like him? Am I?
It isn't just its content.
Pull out like that.
Am my eyes fingered like that? You tell me you're gonna pull me back like that? I'm not no girl. Why you pull me back like you for that?
Pull it by the teeth, or else it'll break out like that, and you will have holes.
What makes this video even more unsettling isn't just its content, but the mystery surrounding it. No one knows who the man in the video is. To this day, his identity remains unknown, and no one has come forward to claim responsibility. This has left the internet
Because they're getting done like that guy. I wouldn't say nothing either.
into
I know there's like hella ghosts haunting this dude, bro. He's probably the reason why there's so many like haunted hotels and stuff. You know what I just realized? From the last idea about all those shootings in Colorado, isn't one of the most haunted hotels in Colorado? I'm on to something, yo.
fiercely opposing camps. Some believe this is authentic footage of a real grave robber. Others argue it's an obscure horror short crafted purely for shock value. Surprisingly,
no. You cannot tell me this is
this has left the internet
You
in
cannot tell me this is not real, gang. You can see that. I'm gonna blur this shit out, gang.
pounding it. No one can trust evidence that supports both sides of the argument while researching this topic. One undeniable fact, however, is that the original video is extremely old. The earliest mention of its title, Grave Robbing for Morons, I found on the internet was a now defunct online store for horror VHS tapes called Shocking Videos. This website listed the tape for sale in April of 2003, stating, "What we have here is genuine camcorder footage of a drunken teenage stutterer giving a half-hour lecture on how to steal body parts from graveyards for fun and profit while holding a fresh, rotting skull in his hands." That said, the original video is likely from the late 80s. We can clearly see the VHS box for the 1987 Evil Dead 2 movie 5 minutes and 43 seconds into the video. And to narrow it down even more, there's an issue of Horror FX magazine visible in the bottom left corner at the same time. This specific cover was a part of a unique Fangoria horror magazine edition released in July 1989, which means the video was probably shot around that year.
That's
The horror memorabilia scattered throughout the footage implies that whoever created this video might have been a die-hard horror fan just trying to make something creepy for the thrill of it. And while most of the gruesome advice given in the video feels very authentic,
Now look at this dude's lips, bro. These crusty black tar lips, gang. You cannot tell me he didn't eat some like mid-grave rob, bro. He's not robbing for gold. He's robbing for money. He's robbing for dinner.
And while most of the gruesome advice given in the video feels very authentic, like describing ways to remove the skull from a body that hasn't fully decomposed
Oh
yet,
yeah, dude, look at his hands. Look at his fingers, dude. He does that. He does it. He does that, bro. You cannot tell me he doesn't. Look at his. He be digging like. Well, you can tell by the fingernails. He digs through the dirt. He pries open, sticks his hand in between the coffin. Yeah, I know.
there are also sections that seem extremely goofy. Like when the host suggests knocking out witnesses so they think it was all just a dream.
Never leave witnesses. If you have to knock them out so that way they think it's a dream.
This gives further credence to the theory that the subject doesn't have any real grave robbing experience and is just making it all up for the video. On the other hand, some people argue that the skull he's showing in the video is far too detailed to be fake. As for the inconsistency
there's no way to have that type of technology in 1980 or whatever.
the advice, that could be
You
explained
have these slow computers that go.
by the theory that this was likely his first time robbing a grave, and that he was simply making things up to seem more knowledgeable on the topic than he actually was. But
That makes more sense.
this is where things start getting really eerie. Toward the end of the tape, the guy almost mumbles his full name, but stops himself before saying his entire last name.
Okay, this was made by Anthony. Well, as a matter of fact, let's forget the last name.
And in 1999, a man named Anthony Casamassima was arrested in New York for stealing an expensive stained glass window from a cemetery.
Look. Anthony Casamigo. Look me in my eyes when you tell me this, game. Out of all things you could rob, you gonna rob a fucking glass window from a graveyard? Oh my, no. He didn't, no. Even if he didn't rob that, he deserves jail time. Oh my gosh. You're gonna rob a glass pane from a graveyard. You could have robbed a CVS. You could have robbed a gas station. You could have robbed the lingerie store, gang. You could have robbed anything. A cemetery. Oh yeah, there's hella people haunting you, gang.
There was a real possibility that this was the same person who made the grave robbing for Morons Guide. That being said, there are a few inconsistencies that say otherwise. For instance, I did not find any charges against Anthony Casamassima that mentioned him desecrating bodies. He was more into
He was stealing from a graveyard. What do you think he'd be spending his time at the graveyard for?
stealing valuable artifacts like stained glass. And more importantly, Casamassima was 40 when he was arrested in 1999. If he made the tape, he would have been around 30 at the time. However, given the young appearance of the video's subject, that seems highly unlikely. I also found a couple more theories as well, but most of them lead to dead ends. One such theory claims the guy in the video might be Craig A. Bradley, who was arrested in 1995 for stealing human remains from a cemetery in upstate New York.
Okay.
Who was arrested in 1995 for stealing human remains from a cemetery
Look at this dude.
in upstate New York. Craig would have been around 24 when the grave robbing video was. He was more into stealing valuable, unlikely time. Did in 1999. If the subject
No.
appearance of the guy in the
Even if you're
tape,
like,
plus he
even
even
if,
looks a
let's say
bit
that's
like
like
him.
10, 20 years later.
However, the issue with this
You can tell by his face structure and like the way he looks and talks and his hair.
theory is that Craig doesn't have the
That's not the same dude.
stutter that was prominent in the original
Not the same
video.
You know, winter months I'm laid off. So winter months I don't usually pay.
Dig for you and everything. So you dig and your friend digs, and then it's another friend digs. You have to find someplace really secluded, so that way there's secluded, so that way there's
You think this guy's possessed? You think he has like some type of demon?
dig for you and everything. So you dig and your friend digs, and then it's another friend digs. You have to find someplace really secluded.
Some people actually got that. Stop laughing, bro. Some people actually got that. Stop laughing.
Okay.
Now, extremely unlikely given how real it feels. Grave robber or actor, the stutter is real. I've known several people with really bad stutters, and it's such a specific, uncontrollable behavior that makes it hard to fake. This kid's stutter feels unique and authentic. I've never seen an actor in a movie fake a stutter that felt this real. It's possible one day the person seen in the video will come forward with the truth, but for now we have no idea who the person is or whether or not this extremely realistic looking grave robbing video is real.
Haley Stevens led the fight to oust Kristi Noem. Then Haley wrote the Hold ICE Accountable Act to prosecute their crimes.
If crimes are committed, we need prosecution.
Haley Stevens, a proven fighter for Michigan.
You upgraded your phone, your headphones, your monitor, but your YouTube player? Still basic. Time to fix that. Look, volume booster, auto quality, custom speed control, picture in...
I never heard that. Whatever.
Strange sounds in the sky.
I start sounding like that guy.
Over the past 50 plus years, there have been numerous reports of people hearing mysterious sounds coming from the sky. In some cases, the mysterious noise resembles the sound of screeching metal, like someone dragging heavy metal furniture across the floor. However, the most commonly reported noise is a low-frequency hum that persists in the area.
Damn, bro. Could give me like a...
Those who can hear these sounds describe them as omnipresent and extremely annoying. Those who can...
I'll be fine. I'm hearing
Those who can hear these sounds describe them as omnipresent and extremely annoying. And according to the BBC, the humming noise has been linked to at least one person ending their own life in the UK. However, while there are likely many legit reports of people hearing a mysterious humming, which we'll get to in a bit, many of the claims are either fake or can be explained quite easily. For instance, the metallic screeching noise could simply be from a nearby railroad with a long freight train rounding a corner and causing vibrations. Some of these trains are incredible.
Yeah. There was a plane landing in the left, and the left wing was broken, and it was scraping against the engine, going about 200 miles an hour, next to a school bus, in a racetrack runway. Yeah, for sure.
Incredibly lengthy and can take several minutes to pass. Similarly, in another video, you can hear what sounds like an extremely loud trumpet.
Oh yeah, that's Revelation, bro. That's Revelation.
The original poster of this video titled this as a judgment trumpet, referring to the divine trumpet described in the Christian faith. However, given the poor weather conditions in the footage, it's likely just a malfunctioning tornado siren, like this.
Was that Siren Head?
A few of these videos are also outright
whack Ukraine emergency SOS siren head, like trying to like
faked, with the mysterious sounds being edited in to generate views.
Oh yeah, you can tell that's not. Yeah, that sounds so edited. You can hear. Okay, look. Wind's blowing, right? Oh my days! What is his forehead? Cause it goes like. Okay, off topic. Wind's blowing, right? That's moving. Either this guy has like a top tier mic, or it's just edited.
Notice how the birds around the area appear completely unaffected by the loud, ominous noise, which would be unlikely if the sound was genuinely overwhelming the environment. Birds have sharper hearing than humans, and they would likely react. That said, there are still thousands of reports from people who can't be easily debunked or labeled as fake. Unlike the examples I've shown so far, the vast majority of seemingly authentic reports involve the persistent, low-frequency hum. This strange phenomenon seems to trace back to Bristol, England in the late 1970s.
I mean, if they're all saying, like, if, like, 1,000 people are all saying the same thing, like,
the city council received hundreds of complaints from residents about a strange noise that was audible at night. One local newspaper even asked readers in the city, "Have you heard the hum?" and almost 800 people said they had. French scientists back then proposed that the sound might originate from the ocean, suggesting that continuous waves could be vibrating the ocean floor.
No, but
now, this explanation might have been true for Bristol, but as time went on, more and more people around the world started reporting these disturbing humming noises. And it appears the Bristol hum is still present to this day. There are many theories that attempt to explain the bizarre global phenomenon. And these can get into some truly out there conspiracies, like aliens or secret underground civilizations in the hollow earth. However, the most plausible explanation I found suggests that these sounds are more connected to the listeners themselves rather than their surroundings. Things like hypersensitive ears and early signs of hearing issues like tinnitus could be a major contributor. Another possible reason could be the increasing levels of anxiety.
Still, though, like 1,000, really? Like 1,000 people in the same, like, vicinity, like, community, like, all got that same
in stress. A BBC researcher also noted that she only heard the hum when she was exhausted and stressed out, which further supports the notion of this mysterious hum being a psychosomatic or stress-related phenomenon. During my research, I even found a video claiming to capture the strange humming sound. But when I watched it, there was nothing unusual, just regular environmental noise. It's entirely possible that the person who recorded it was hearing something from inside their body, misinterpreting it as an external sound, which further supports the stress-related theory. However, this doesn't explain the hundreds or even thousands of other videos that do include the hum. And
oh my gosh. Wait. If I talk, do I hear what I'm saying, or do I hear my body? Do I hear my throat from my body? I'm glad we gotta end it on that note, chat. Chat. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. Stay clean. Stay trim. Peace out.